Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. What I wanted to do today is talk about dividend reinvestment plans, or DRIPs, DRIPs. This came up in a chat, one of the comment threads about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and basically a viewer mentioned that they would not be investing on Robinhood because they did not offer dividend reinvestment plans. So I thought I'd just kind of go through what a DRIP is and really if it's needed on Robinhood. One of the big advantages of using a drip is getting around having to pay commissions fee for very small trades. But as you guys know, Robinhood does not charge any commission, so I'm not exactly sure if a drip is entirely needed on Robinhood. But let's kind of talk about what a drip is and what the advantages are behind the drip before talking about whether really it's needed or not on Robinhood. So dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP, is just a way for shareholders to invest back in the company rather than receiving a dividend. So when a scheduled dividend payment is divvied out to a shareholder, instead of receiving cash, they would simply receive more shares of a particular stock. And if they didn't have enough for an entire stock, they would essentially receive a fractional share of the stock. So whether you get a dividend monthly or quarterly, instead of giving a cash payment, you'd simply be getting more shares of a stock. And over time, you'd simply just accumulate more shares of that particular stock rather than getting a dividend that would be adding to your cash balance. Now, this is attractive for a number of reasons. First and foremost, you forego any brokerage fees. So if you were investing in a stock and let's say it was giving a payment of $25 every quarter, well, it'd be a little bit cost prohibitive to take that $25 and then buy more shares of the stock. If you consider a $10 fee or a $5 fee, I think a lot of the brokerage firms are now lowering their fees to $4.95 and $6.95. But even with that, you're going to be cutting into that $25 dividend that you received. So instead of receiving a cash dividend, you'd simply sign up for a DRIP if the company offered it, and then you would receive additional shares of that company stock with no commission fees. So on a lot of the larger traditional online brokers, you can see that'd be very advantageous, avoiding all of those commission fees. And if you had, like my portfolio, 60 or 70 stocks that pay dividends, you'd essentially be reinvesting in those stocks without having to do any commission fees. But on Robinhood, there is no commission fees, so I'm not sure if that's entirely needed. The other big benefit with a DRIP too is you get automatic investment. So you get basic automatic dollar cost averaging. You don't have to think about that. Every time a dividend is paid out, it buys additional shares of a stock, and you get basically an average out over time of the share price. So whether the stock is up or down, basically will dollar cost average over a long period of time and get the benefits of buying in that particular fashion rather than trying to time the market, which has been validated to be well, or let me say it this way. It's not been validated as a way of increasing returns. Dollar cost averaging is basically one of the best ways of making sure that you average over a number of years or a period of time the cost of a stock to get the best return. So you avoid any sudden upticks or downtrends in a particular stock's price. So that's one of the big reasons to have a DRIP. But the other one is to also avoid commission fees. And there's some other advantages, but for Robinhood, having a DRIP, I'm not sure if that's entirely needed here. If you take a look at Robinhood here itself, you can see that Robinhood at this time does not support dividend reinvestment, but it has taken a note. A lot of shareholders apparently have been asking Robinhood for this, but right now they don't offer a dividend reinvestment plan. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Robinhood doesn't have fractional shares, so it'd be very difficult to offer a dividend reinvestment without offering fractional shares. So I think that's probably one of the big reasons that Robinhood does not have the DRIP investment. And also it's probably logistically a little bit more challenging. As you guys know, Robinhood is kind of a fledgling brokerage account, a very low cost brokerage account. It has to do that essentially so we don't get charged commission fees on any of our trades, and to have this be a viable long-term brokerage account. So I think that's probably another reason, fractional shares as well as increased cost of offering a dividend reinvestment plan. But again, I'm not sure a dividend reinvestment plan on a brokerage account like Robinhood that does not charge any fees is necessarily needed. But having said all that, let me know what you guys think about dividend reinvestment on Robinhood. Is it needed? And if it did, or if Robinhood did offer dividend reinvestment, would you sign up for that? Now, there's a few disadvantages going into a dividend reinvestment plan, but I'm not really going to talk about those. They're a little bit more complicated. And really, for the purposes of this discussion, it's really talking about whether it's even needed in the first place. I personally don't think a dividend reinvestment plan is needed on Robinhood. I suppose it would be sort of nice to have the ability to buy fractional shares, or if you're a more hands-off investor, not having to worry about jumping into your account every time a dividend is paid, or keeping track of when dividends are coming in to repurchase a stock. I think that would be another advantage of having a DRIP on Robinhood. But again, I don't think it's entirely needed with the no commission trading on Robinhood. But let me know what you guys think about that. I know a lot of you guys have been clamoring for a DRIP, or at least wanting to have that option on Robinhood, which they currently don't support. So let me know what you guys think about DRIPs on Robinhood. So yeah, just wanted to talk about dividend reinvestment on Robinhood. Let me know what you guys think about that. And kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have been having fun watching the videos and learning a bit. And until next video, we'll see you then.